Hi everybody, we're back, and this is theCUBE, SiliconANGLE.tv's continuous coverage of HP Discover. I'm Dave Vellante of wikibon.org, and I'm here with my co-host Stu Miniman. Stu?
Hey Dave.
Welcome back. Big day today, day 2 of HP Discover, day 1 for theCUBE, and a lot of talk on cloud, and we're here with Lee Kedrie, who is a managing partner of the Advanced Technology in the Cloud Consulting Services Group inside of HP. He's a CUBE alum. We had Lee on last Oracle Open World. Lee, welcome back to theCUBE.
It's great to be here.
So, yeah, a lot of talk about cloud. Even Meg Whitman today was given a lot of cloud love. You must have been happy about that.
I was delighted,
Yeah.
I was delighted. I love your cloud, your way, right?
Yeah, so, why is that not just a buzzword?
You know, it's interesting, from the last show, I've been in the field doing this for a lot of years. What I really loved was hearing the DreamWorks story. I've been involved with some of the players that have helped make that real, and we've watched the evolution of those cloud-like capabilities emerge and really impact that business. And we've been evolving to this for a long time from a portfolio perspective to provide it end to end. And HP's got a heritage of openness, heterogeneity, being able to manage across those environments, and we're really putting it to work, and we're seeing it happen right now with the strategy.
Jeffrey Katzenberg got up, and he's a great spokesperson for you guys. You must hate when he gets up on stage.
Actually, I love it.
Yeah, he had the Lion King, it was pretty cool.
It was.
Yeah, for those of you who didn't see it, he rolled the tape back. It had to be, what, 20 years? Maybe
20 years ago.
20 years? And he brought out the lion, and this is prior to the Lion King, or right around the time of the Lion King came out, right?
Yep.
So that was a great testimonial. But so Meg, I thought, spoke to the audience of enterprise IT people. More so, I've been comparing it to a year ago, and it was somewhat pie in the sky, but I think that she resonated with the audience, and they're here, they want to hear about cloud solutions. So what are your customers doing with cloud, and how are you helping them?
We've been seeing more and more uptake in cloud services, interest in cloud service, delivering it in a variety of different ways. Every customer I know, every CIO that I meet with is exploring that subject matter, and they're looking at how they're going to create their strategy for meeting the user demand for cloud-like services, right? We've been hearing about it in the conference. The users have an expectation that they go to their phone, they grab an app, they pull it down, it's the whole app store concept, and they want IT delivered that same way. They want the agility, they want the speed, they want that user experience. So they're asking us how to do it, and we believe unequivocally that you can provide inside your organization a cloud-like experience that's best of breed, and you can do it from a private cloud perspective. You can do it consuming services like the HP cloud service, or other purveyors that provide cloud services. But the key is to create a strategy, and they're all talking about doing it.
Yeah, a lot of customers 2 or 3 years ago they were very skeptical about the term cloud. They didn't want to use it. They thought it was a buzzword, but that mindset has changed dramatically. Our surveys show that the number of people who think it's just a buzzword is down to low single digits now. Are you seeing the same thing in your customer base?
Absolutely. I believe that we have reached a tipping point, and the word cloud is real, it's pervasive. We're hearing it everywhere. We're hearing it on advertising campaigns from various manufacturers and everything.
CEOs are talking about it.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that has jumped up is hybrid cloud.
Yes. Last
year when we did our survey, single digits, people said that's our primary strategy, and now it's close to 40% are saying that's the primary, and that's by far the #1 strategy.
It is. And I think that we've been talking that strategy and developing services around it to help customers embrace a hybrid delivery model, if you will. And as we went out and talked to customers and presented that point of view, it really did resonate. It stuck with them because every customer's at a different point of inflection, and they have different profiles as far as adoption curves and things of that nature. So with this, they can go about it in a way that gives them cloud functionality, but one that fits their culture. So they can decide whether they keep some applications dedicated, or whether they create a private cloud, or whether they choose some hosted cloud services, or even a global cloud purveyor. They're beginning to do it, and they're looking at it.
So Lee, I'm wondering if you look at kind of the traditional enterprise, over the last many decades, they've created a bit of a mess. They always have to tweak things, I need to adjust things, I've got lots of applications, lots of silos, and the promise of the cloud was to make things more efficient, make things more automated. What are you doing to help IT organizations kind of not mess things up again when they go to these new environments?
Well, I think one of the things that we're doing in our strategic approach is helping them create a roadmap to transform. And part of that transformation is really understanding the workloads that they have, the applications that they have, determining which can move to the cloud, which need to be sunsetted over time, and then creating a strategy that will allow them to go forward with a good mix of those services. So we're creating creating an approach to do that. We're looking at it across a variety of different dimensions, technical dimensions, governance, finance, security issues, operational issues. So we've got models that allow us to work with the clients to help formulate that path, and then they're not falling back into the habits, if you will.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of that's really kind of retraining the organization, remaking the governance. Love to hear that model.
Huge.
Because everybody wants to come to IT and beat on them.
Yes.
And if they let everybody get their own way, then they're not going to be able to make things more efficient.
I think that whole finance, governance, and security component is really critical.
Yeah.
And looking at how the organizations are structured. Cloud is going to necessitate new roles to be created inside of IT organizations. It's going to require new operational models. One of the things that I see that it's really kind of tough, and we're trying to work our way through it, is they're trying to embrace cloud while still operating the same way. So for example, they're saying, I have a cloud, but they don't have any self-service portal. And that's one of the first tests that we have. That's my litmus test. So, well, hey, where's your URL for your users to go out and subscribe to the cloud services? Well, we don't do that. Well, that's a key.
We manually deliver those.
We manually deliver those, right? We use the automation in the back, and we provide that for our users. I said, that doesn't, where's the App Store, right? So we're really encouraging them to look at how they deliver it, how to re-architect it, and put those types of principles to work.
Is chargeback a part of that discussion?
Chargeback is one of those mysterious things. It's an element that's required in the global cloud marketplace or in the pay-per-use basis where you're in subscription-oriented models. In private clouds, some customers will deliver cloud-like functionalities with still using allocation models.
Right.
So finance in our consulting model is an issue to discuss, a very important one, but you really have to determine with that IT organization, do you have to be pay-per-use to get the value you need out of it, or will the cloud-like functionality give you the agility, the speed to deploy? I mean, we had one customer that went from a 6-month deployment cycle to a 24-hour SLA. Now just think about that from a business impact perspective. That's meaningful, right? It was a time to mission issue, right? Pay-per-use, it was pay-per-use, but that really wasn't the
driver.
That wasn't the driver.
Yeah,
it was the speed to mission.
And the same survey, it shows that the percentage of our Wikibon practitioners using chargebacks, was last year at 15%, this year at 16%. I mean, it's not moving.
I think in the enterprise, it does not necessarily have to be used to gain the benefits that you need for agility and cost savings. Obviously if you're going to subscribe to one of those services from an external cloud provider, then you're going to likely have a pay-per-use model, and then you'll have to incorporate that into your accounting practices and how you purchase it from an OpEx perspective.
The other thing we saw in the survey, and I want to get into the services that you guys provide, is that the two top services, we asked our practitioners, for what types of services are you going to acquire outside help, and require outside help in 2012 specifically? Cloud strategy, cloud deployment were number 1 and number 2. Right. And then big data strategy, interesting thing, was number 3, and then cloud management was right up there too.
Right.
So cloud, and cloud.
Cloud.
So my question is, so cloud, you think of, it's all about simplicity, right? I mean, swipe a credit card. But there's a lot of complexity to actually put in a cloud. So they're looking for outside help.
They are.
What kinds of things are they asking you to help them with?
Well, to anchor that idea of help, let me say this, the customers that I have worked with that are actually using and benefiting from the cloud are customers that embrace services, strategy services to formulate their strategy, number 1. Those, that's the difference between talking about it and doing it. To help them, we've got a variety of different services. We have a Converged Cloud workshop that's a 1 to 2 day workshop that really allows the customer to gain consensus. It looks across a multiple group of dimensions, architecture, service management, governance, infrastructure, all 10 different things to help them really kind of distill a next step action to embrace cloud. Then we've got some more detailed services. We've got our HP Cloud Service Future Definition service that really looks at creating a future go-forward architecture, hybrid delivery architecture, that takes into account their current state and where they want to move and gives them an architectural approach and design to do that. Then we have a gap analysis service that we use that snapshots, and this is all through a patent pending consulting tool that we have, that we've used over the years. And what happens is you assess the organization, in a variety of 6 different dimensions, and then what you do is you define for them a stage, and there's a clear definition of what that is, and the tool in the process strikes a gap and gives them a prescriptive, pragmatic map over a 2 to 3 year horizon to transform. And then the biggest and most important, I think, is the business case. We have a business case service that allows us to look at the cost of delivering cloud, what kind of service savings there's going to be, the payback. And it's set up so that when you go to the boardroom, you can present something in business language to the business stakeholders and make a move forward.
How about, that last thing you said about the business case is interesting to me. How about the notion of application portfolio assessment and application rationalization or application alignment with cloud? Where does that fit into the whole business case?
It's absolutely critical. We have an application transformation practice. It's a very, very important thing. If you look at even HP IT's transformation, we had to look at our portfolio, we had to re-architect our applications to really take advantage of the economies of scale and deliver like we are now, to deliver the efficiencies that we are today. So it's very, very important. Some applications will not make it to the cloud. You should know it right away. Some of them are created to where they can move. So it's a very, very important thing, and really if you think about the application, it's what delivers up the business service, so you have to be considering it.
In that context, is the decision to cloud or not to cloud, is it I mean, maybe it's all of the above, but is it technology, is it business value, is it risk? What are the dimensions?
I think a number of them. Again, first of all, it's a deployment model. It's a delivery model, right, to deliver IT. We're moving into the services everywhere kind of idea, right, service-centric computing. The idea is define the service in a method that has value to that gives value to the business, maybe even in business terms, right? And then as you deliver that service, understand what it costs you to deliver it and what it makes the business in revenue from an innovation side when customers use it, embrace it, and leverage it, right? So I think it's a critical piece.
Yeah, so.
And I'm having a 50s moment. I just had a brain fade.
Yeah.
I think there was more answer there, but you just didn't get it.
That's okay, we'll pick it up next time
That's
around.
all right, I'm an alum, so I'll be back, right?
Okay, so let's talk security, right?
Right.
Meg mentioned security, you guys are positioning as the trusted source, so what are you doing there that's different?
I think the key from a security perspective is having a holistic architecture that spans this infrastructure, the applications themselves, and how information is delivered. So, we have some of the leading products in the world, ArcSight, Tipping Point, a variety of products that we have, Fortify, that are leading security components that we put in the stack. And we're creating really a strategy that looks at security from an end to end, right? From the physical hardware all the way down to the application. And that's absolutely critical today, especially with mobility and thousands of endpoints. You've got to really be able to secure it from the edge all the way back, and that's what we're doing. We're doing it very holistically across those stacks.
So Stu and I obviously spend a lot of time listening to what the various purveyors of technology are saying, and people come to our offices, they'll give us briefings, we talk to a lot of customers. Everybody's talking about open. We're open, no lock-in, right? There's not even Oracle talks about how they're open.
Right.
And I mean, on the spectrum of companies, Stu, you wouldn't say Oracle is the most open. I wouldn't think. So, although they got some open source technologies. But, so everybody's saying we're open, we're open, we're open. What makes HP open?
You know what I want to do is I want to start with a heritage, right? We've always been partner friendly. Our products have been heterogeneous in nature. If you look at our management products, they span across all different manufacturers, all different brands of products that they manage and control. And one thing that we know for certain in cloud environments, they're going to be heterogeneous. They're going to have all different types of products, services inside of them. So you have to be able to manage holistically. We have a heritage in doing that. Products that are number one in the market, managing items that are not necessarily made by HP, right? So the proof is in the pudding for us from that standpoint. The other issue is that you see HP often moving toward things like Linux, for example, that are standard, that are open systems, open communities. Our recent announcement to put OpenStack in our architectural approach for cloud is just another signature of us saying, hey, we want to decouple the service itself from the deployment method so that a client can choose whichever method and whichever vendor they want if those vendors are using those open standards. and we're a big enough company to drive that agenda. We are going to drive it, and we believe that it will resonate with clients and it's what they want. Because if you ask customers, well, hey, what if I put this here and I want to move it? Exactly. You should be thinking about that. That's why we're creating the strategy that we are. And we live it, right? I mean, we live it in our products, and we live it in the standards boards that we participate in, and the recent strategy that we announced.
Well, I think that's true, by the way. I'd comment that, HP made a conscious decision, I don't know, whatever, 10 or 15 years ago, whatever it was, to really try to open up.
Yes.
And at the time, I remember thinking, wow, how's it going to, car maker, car dealer. You remember the old Scott McNeely thing? And HP's kind of given up on the car maker side. But in fact, you figured out how to make money, integrating other people's products, whether it was reselling VMware or Microsoft, adding value on top of them. And so in a sense, you don't have that sort of lock-in margin pressure.
Right.
There's a flip side of that too, but I think you've proven that you can get a strong business model in that regard.
I think there's another piece that we need to mention there relevant to lock-in. The idea of bringing innovation to customers and value to customers, that's HP's focus. What we're going to do is we're going to run open standards products, open stacks, if you will, but we're going to bring leading innovation, leading capabilities. If you look at our cloud system, for example, there's nothing like it on the planet. You draw a graphically depicted picture of the environment, publish it to the self-service portal, select it, push a button. It's like the easy button, right? You push the button and all of a sudden, boom, from the iron to the application is deployed. Nothing like that in the world. So, even though it's unique to HP, and those are open system products, we believe as long as customers are seeing value and high levels of innovation, they're going to invest.
And people will pay for that value,
They'll pay
no
for
question.
it. Exactly right.
All right, Lee, well listen, we're out of time. Thank you very much for coming back in theCUBE.
It's always a pleasure.
It's really
Thank
great
you so
to
much.
see you. We could
Still
go on
excellent.
forever here.
Take care.
All right, so you're watching theCUBE live from HP Discover. Keep it right there. We will be right back. We've got Jim Gontier coming on and a number of other guests, so keep it right there.
As the world's largest technology company, HP is the only brand with the breadth of portfolio and the ability to bring it all together. HP has all the necessary intellectual property in-house to optimize the solution to our customers' needs. Storage, servers, networking, management software and services. Our converged infrastructure strategy simplifies, integrates, and automates, delivering the data center of the future today. Customers can now run their businesses easier, get their products out more efficiently, and bring in revenues faster. And HP's networking is a key underpinning of our converged infrastructure strategy. Networking architecture that is simpler and protects businesses from day one. Industry-leading virtualized fabric that delivers application services in minutes, as opposed to days. And an open architecture, delivering breakthrough economics with up to 66% lower total cost of ownership. Customers are really digging this. Derek Chen from DreamWorks Animation says, HP networking solutions have proven to be the best option for our increasing scale and global demands. Andre Balju of Marriott International adds, HP has extensive networking experience and offered the most value for our investment. And Christian Anschutz from Underwriters Laboratories agrees. HP provided a roadmap to transform our network infrastructure while also supporting our plans to move towards a converged infrastructure. A win for our customers, a win for HP. Organic growth of 50%. Total growth, 227%. With the integration of 3Com, over 300 of our top 1,000 global accounts have already signed up for our proof of concept program.